started off with some holistic best practices for optimal brain health. First off, it seems like all schools of herbalism agree that there is a strong connection between blood flow and overall cardiovascular health and brain function. Therefore, we want to eat flavonoid-rich foods, which are known to be good for your heart, like citrus fruits, berries, green tea, and red wine. In terms of specific herbs, we discussed an amazing edible plant that many consider to be a supreme brain tonic called Gotu Kola. We then went into rosemary, also called the plant of remembrance, and David Wolfe advised that frankincense might also be added to rosemary for improved cognitive function. Michael Altman then hailed the use of specific culinary herbs for the brain, such as sage, turmeric, ginger, and saffron. From a Chinese herbalism perspective, we learned about two herbal brain enhancers. One, a formula called the Four Gentlemen Qi Tonic, and two, ginkgo biloba. From a functional medicine perspective, Dr. Jake Paul Fracken suggested amino acids for their ability to promote serotonin and dopamine while helping with neuron communication. One of the best amino acids for the brain being theanine. From the Ayurvedic school of herbalism, we learned about an herb called calamus, a swamp dweller that is used quite often in India for improved brain health. KP also shared a powerful story about how this herb has been used effectively to treat children with autism, and apparently calamus has also dramatically helped many of his medical students with their studies as well. Another Ayurvedic herb to mark down is bacopa, a plant that has been used for thousands of years for memory and cognition. It's also been shown to be effective with ADHD as well as more serious learning disabilities. One of our all-star herbs, ashwagandha, made another appearance in this episode because of its powerful effect on the mind. Its name translates to strength of horse in ancient Sanskrit, and we learned that it acts as a brain normalizer, steadying our moods and thoughts. It can also be used in more serious cases like stroke recovery and MS. We then turned our attention to some of the more serious brain illnesses like MS, Parkinson's disease, and dementia. We heard 3 inspiring stories of total recovery from MS, and here are the herbs and natural lifestyle choices that had the greatest impact. 1. Getting tested for food intolerances and allergies. Lisa Ganora gave up cheese, and 70% of her MS symptoms went away. 2. Getting tested for bacterial infections, something that most people don't know they even have, and can have a dramatic effect on our cognitive and neurological function. It turns out that Lisa also had Lyme disease, and as she said, there is a lot of overlap in the diagnostics for MS and Lyme. On a personal note, I've met multiple people who were diagnosed with MS, but it turns out they actually had, you guessed it, Lyme disease. Ellen Camhe then shared another inspiring healing story from one of her patients who used ashwagandha, rhodiola, and okra, as well as lifestyle changes to eliminate the symptoms of his MS. We learned from Dr. Troni Lodon that the herb Andographis has proven to be extremely effective at reducing the fatigue associated with MS. Then we went into Parkinson's disease, and KP Khalsa shared that the most promising herbs that are being used for that are 1. Ashwagandha, 2. Gotu Kola, and 3. Kapikachu. KP also underlined the fact that the most serious brain disorders can be helped with overall health management. There isn't a magic bullet for the most part. Usually it's about using herbs and other protocols to address overall health. Lastly, we discussed dementia, focusing on a promising compound derived from a specific type of moss. The compound is called huperzine, and many swear by it for overall brain health and specifically dementia. Okay, 2 more things before we go. 1, make sure to click the button below this video to find out how you can bring all 9 episodes of our Remedy docuseries plus a bunch of powerful bonus resources into your home for life. Green medicines are our birthright as human beings, and the information in this series is something that you'll come back to again and again whenever an illness arises in your circle, be it with your own health or that of your family and friends. You can own the digital, the physical, or the all-access package at a special discounted price, but only during this live event, so now is the time. Lastly, what do we have in store for you in the next episode? Tomorrow, we will be airing episode 5, which focuses on a silent epidemic that is spreading throughout the Northern Hemisphere like wildfire. I'm talking about Lyme disease. We used to think that Lyme was something that only affected a small group of New Englanders in the northeastern states of America. Well, those days are over. 350,000 people contract Lyme each year in the United States alone, and many experts feel that this estimate is way below the actual truth. As you saw in this episode with Lisa Ganora's story, Lyme disease and the co-infections that often accompany it can be at the root of health challenges that are being misdiagnosed as other serious illnesses. Thankfully, there are a number of powerful herbs and specific tests that can make all the difference, as we're about to find out tomorrow. This is one you don't want to miss. See you there.